All right, good day, everyone. This is our last week of the semester before finals week starts. If you haven't checked your inbox by the time you're watching this, please do. Essay 3 is finished. I have all of them graded and returned, whether you submitted it on D2L or through Claw Mail. I've gone through all of them that I have, and what the obviously made comments and everything like that. However, these are final drafts, so whatever shows on what you get back, that's the final draft. There are no more revisions or submissions of SA3. SA3 is over and done with. I've received quite a few drafts of SA4, but I've got many more missing than I have received. If you have submitted SA4 already, I'm going to be working on these all week. I will get them to you, and I do my best to do them in order received. So I can see that, they all have timestamps and dates on them, so I know who sent what when. And I try my best to do them on order received because I figure if you get it to me first, then you get it back first. But everybody's going to ultimately have um, until as close to the end of the actual semester as I can give you for you to do revisions. Now let's go back to the assignment sheet here. I'm going to get my ugly face off of here for a second so we can look at this. Now the due dates, it doesn't matter if you're in a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class or a Tuesday, Thursday class, it doesn't matter. The final due date for this essay is the same for everyone because it's basically your final exam. So let's go ahead and look at this real quick. Now, I want to say again that this is you're using research as support. All right, this is not just an this is not some kind of report where you're just supplying information. This is an argumentative essay, which means your thesis must be something that can be argued for or against. If you just are giving factual information and FYIs, that's not the assignment. And the grade will reflect that. No matter how well it's written, if it is not an argument, it does not meet the assignment criteria. So the due date for the first draft, I want these no later than Saturday, November 7th. And I just put, 11:59 p.m. because obviously at 12 a.m. it's no longer the 7th, it becomes the 8th. I will have your drafts returned to you by Friday, November 13th. And yes, Friday the 13th. Now, this is going to be your best bet to get me something by the 7th so I can see what direction that you're going in and give you feedback to make sure that if you're going in the right direction, you keep on trucking in that direction. However, if you're doing the assignment incorrectly, you will have time to go back and correct whatever, find your course again and get back onto the track of what the assignment is asking for. So I will get those back to you by the 13th, and then you have, for no matter what, everything. If you don't have anything to me by 11:59, and believe you me, I will be at my computer waiting right up until the last minute. If you don't have something to me by 11:59 p.m. on November 22nd, which is a Sunday, I can't help you. That is the end of the semester. With the earlier essays, I've been able to, say, all right, well, I understand you've got some stuff going on, whatever. If you communicated with me, if you wait till a month after something's due and go, can I still turn in essay one, 2 months later? Well, there was no communication. But in the past, I've been able to give y'all extensions when you needed them. And I love giving extensions when they're needed. I don't have any problem with that. I understand. However, this is beyond my control. I have to have your final grades in, so you have to get me something by 11:59. Now, if you get me something by the 7th, you're guaranteed to get some pretty good feedback from me uh, in order for you to do a revision if you need to do a revision. Um, if you get whatever you get back on Friday the 13th, if you are completely cool with that, then you're done. Your semester is over. This final research essay is your final exam. Now, this has been an odd semester for us all. Normally, we would have an in-class midterm and an in-class final exam in one of my regular 1101 courses. However, we don't have that luxury. And I'm sure some of you are like, great, yeah, awesome. And some of you might want an actual final exam if your grade is, it could be boosted by that. But it's just the way it is. So those are firm. These due dates are absolutely firm. I cannot budge on, especially November 22nd. There's nothing, I cannot budge on that. So please, please, please get me something. Now, as I said, all the first draft, everything with SA3 is done. SA3 is completely finished. Now, I did put up here links for the extended service for the Kauffman Library. They will actually meet with you. They can do, one-on-one Zoom type calls or whatever, where you can actually talk to a research librarian on a one-to-one basis. This is not a group thing. Now, they do group things, but you can reach them on a one-to-one basis, and they can help you with your research. They can give you ideas for finding reliable sources. And that's something that I want to talk about. Very important, very, very important. This is the only essay where research is required. Up to this point, it's been optional. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, you didn't have to. However, for the problem solution essay, quite a few of you, in fact, I might even say it's close to a 50-50, actually did use outside sources for this problem solution essay. And again, I wasn't as harsh on it as I could have been, because a lot of the sources that I saw were dubious at best. Some of them, I'm not going to get specifics, but I had at least one essay where the quote that was included in the student's essay was so poorly written, and so, I'll just be straight up, it was so jacked up that I thought that the student got the quote wrong. I probably put a comment in the corner that said, "Are you sure this is right?" or something like that, because it was so bad. I went and checked, I went to the Works Cited page, found the source, went and looked at the source to see where this really poorly written, very shady source came from, and I went to the source where it came from, and it was some dude's blog. It was just some guy. He didn't have any credentials, and this was about some real important scientific information, and it was just a straight up blog. The guy I looked at his background and about and stuff. He had nothing listed that suggested he had any sort of schooling or expertise or training of any sort about what he was writing about. It was just, at the end, it had his little bio. It was like, he likes to write about this stuff and likes to play with dogs and blah, blah, blah. It was just some random dude's blog. That's not an academic source, y'all. That's some dude that you may or may not be friends with on, Facebook or some whatever. That just use your common sense when you're citing sources. If it's just some random person putting their opinion on a blog, they might have a great opinion. And who knows, this guy might actually have some kind of training in what he was talking about, but he sure as heck didn't list it. Didn't have anything, just some hobbies that included something about video games and animals or something, and suddenly they were an expert on this highly scientific field. So just honestly, y'all, when you're citing sources, let's be realistic. If you can make the most outrageous claim possible. You can find something on the internet that supports it. I mean, you can. That's just the internet. On Google, you can find some strange person or organization or something that you come up with anything, you know, the flying spaghetti monster, something, all of that stuff. You can find stuff that supports anything. But at the end of the day, your sources have to be reliable. Simply quoting somebody who's got something on the internet that's not a litmus test. Being on the internet is no special thing, and it's no sign of specialized knowledge or formal training or anything. And again, up to this point, I've been pretty lenient on sources, especially if it's a rough draft. I'll point it out and say, hey, you sure about this? Maybe you want to go check it. But for this final draft, this is a research essay, a research argumentative essay. The sources have to be solid. That's why I suggest, I don't require, but that's why I suggest you use the databases, and along with just your own, you know, your own common sense and knowledge, evaluate. You know, that's what we did an evaluation essay. Evaluate your sources. Use your own skills that you already have and you possess to come to a conclusion of whether or not you should be citing this as a reliable source, because it is a key component to a research paper is the quality of the research. That will be taken into consideration. Now, like I said, if you get it in by these dates that are on D2L, you will get plenty of feedback from me. I really honestly do read every single word of every single essay that y'all submit, and I do give extensive comments. I know I give extensive comments because I've been doing this for a long time, and I've seen how a lot of my colleagues comment on their students' essays, and I feel that some of them really just don't seem too interested in reading their students' essays. I read every single word that y'all send me, and I read it very carefully. I analyze it, I evaluate it, and I give you my honest feedback. I try not to be mean. If I don't understand something, if I literally don't understand it, and I have no better way of explaining it other than where it's to where I can't even take a guess as to what it may have been was supposed to mean, I don't know any better or other way to say it than I'm sorry, I don't understand this, or please explain this more. But I want you all to finish really strong on this essay. I know I keep saying it, but I really want you to finish strong. Most of you are in good shape. The majority of you are in good shape going into this, and I don't want you to fumble. Now, all 4 essays are the bulk of your grade in a very large way. I have been taking attendance. I can see when you've been on and off D2L and all that stuff. But the essays are, which they should be, the overwhelming majority of your grade. And you can look on the syllabus and see how everything's broken down. That said, just stay positive. And this is not the last video. I'm just trying to, you know, make sure everybody is prepared for what's coming up, because we are there. We are on the home stretch, to use a cliche. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel and know it's not a freight train coming at you. Just keep on trucking. Keep on moving down the line, and we'll get there. So check your inboxes. Be working on SA4 if you haven't already got something to me. If you have, keep an eye on your inboxes. You'll have them back by the 7th. And I mean, not by the 7th. That's way wrong. You will have them back by Friday the 13th, and that will give you a full week and then some to get the final essay done. Okay, so keep your heads up and do your best, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.